Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell here in person, here in San Antonio. We just got done tearing it up on the dance floor all night. Good times, Colin. We're not as young as we used to be, so
Not spry.
not spry,
Not spry.
Colin was trying different dance moves out. Y'all should have seen him. You want to do it right now? You want to show him? No? Okay.
No.
We won't show y'all right now. But yeah, that's where we were last night. Before that, we actually had time. Thankfully, this game was early, ish. It was like 2:30, I think. North Texas UAB. That's why y'all are here. Quick recap. We're not going to spend too long on this. We'll have probably a full wrap up and look ahead pod later on. But wanted to get something quick out to y'all. And yeah, Colin, 76-69, UAB defeats North Texas in the semifinals of the Conference USA tournament. Second straight year, North Texas goes down in the semis. Second straight year where they had a better record than their opponent and were not able to pull it out. A lot of storylines we can go with here. Obviously, Jordan Walker against Tyler Perry. Jordan Walker ends the game with 32 points. Tyler Perry ends it with 17. Tyler, I thought, there were some times where I thought he could have made some shots that could have helped them swing the game. He ended up not making them. North Texas starts off with 2 points in the first 12 minutes. Goes down, what was it, 20-2?
20-2.
20-2. And it was very, very painful. I couldn't. They come back, cut it to 7 going to half,
7.
I believe.
Yeah, it was 7.
My bucks. Yeah, 7 going to half, and they just weren't. Then the second half, UAB pulled away again.
Yeah.
And North Texas wasn't able to overcome it.
Well, during that 20-2 run for UAB, it was really just Jelly Walker. And that was my concern going into the game. He just did every shot, every three. It didn't matter. And then you had the 4-point play later in that stretch. So that, nail in the coffin basically already. And then going into the second half, they just came out, North Texas just came out flatter, I felt like, and UAB was just a lot more physical.
Yeah, physical is a good word.
Yeah.
UAB ended the game shooting 32 free throws to North Texas 19. I thought Abu got played off the court.
Yeah.
Is that too strong? I don't know.
I mean, when you have Sissoko, and obviously Abu had a little bit of foul trouble. Sissoko played 20 minutes and Abu played 20 minutes. So in no realm should that be a thing with how we expected Abu to be this year.
And there was a lot. I mean, every time a team loses in with finality to it, like in a conference tournament like this, or in football, we saw it in the bowl game, so on and so forth. It's like all the problems that were there throughout the year culminate.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, we've seen this before. Abu went 3 of 9 from the field and kind of got played off the court. We've seen that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge concern of ours, like halfway through conference season. Like, it just, we were like, this can't keep happening. And then he figured it out a little bit, and we're like, okay, maybe he turned the corner. He didn't. Tyler Perry, I thought, we've never said a bad word about Tyler Perry on this podcast, and I still maintain, he's amazing. And him winning Player of the Year was awesome. Jordan Walker taking exception to that and scoring 32 points and coming out the way he played. I think he would have played like that anyways.
Yeah.
But it just added a little bit of oomph to it.
Fuel to the fire.
Yeah, like UAB fans will remember this as, hey, remember when Jordan Walker didn't win Player of the Year and then went out and dropped 32 on North Texas?
Yeah.
Potentially, they could win the tournament today. Like, wouldn't surprise me at all. And they make back-to-back tournaments with Jordan Walker as their best player. Like, that's a great story for them. So, but yeah, the other storylines we talked about, we've said, what did we say last podcast? I think it was you're not holding UAB and FAU to 50 points.
Yeah, not happening.
Like earlier this year, they held FAU to 50 points and they lost.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, it's so weird. It's like you're going to have to score the ball on these teams. Like, that was our whole thing, is you're going to have to shoot efficiently from the field. You're going to have to put up 65 against, 70 against UAB to beat them. And that wouldn't have even been enough this game. But that was our big concern. And then they come out and score 2 points in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, and I think another storyline, too, that we haven't really talked about, I think Kai also not kind of performing up to what I expected him to this game. I think he shot 5 of 15. Is that what he shot?
Let me see. I have stats. Yeah, 5 of 15.
5 of 15. So I know there was a 3 at the end where it was open, he had a chance to hit it. I felt like him. I know he's injured, so it's hard to be hard on him, but you got to be more physical out there. The floaters, instead of just driving it to the basket, you're not. That's the thing. More physical. Who was more physical? And UAB was driving to the basket. and we were settling for floaters, and I don't want to say avoiding contact, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, Kai's surge in scoring throughout conference play was one of the reasons he won Newcomer of the Year, one of the reasons we were high on this team, saying they have a high ceiling because Kai can come out here and shoot 40% from 3. He went 1 of 4 yesterday, where Abu can score 12 points a game. He went 3 of 9 yesterday. Aaron Scott, I think you mentioned it while we were watching the game. It's like Aaron Scott's kind of been like their second best player for a lot of this last half of the season.
I mean, even offensive player.
Yeah,
too.
Offensive, defensive. Yeah. He's a great rebounder, as we know. So it took him a while once he got hurt to come back and get in the flow of the game. But like this team, as much as we want like Tyler to carry them in times, we've talked about it before. I've said it before. It's hard to expect him to go out there and shoot 20 times and go 11 of 20 from the field and just elevate this team in that way, because he's not the same player as Jordan Walker is.
Yeah.
Like, he's not. He is kind of more of a function of your offense in a lot of ways and can make open threes, can do the right things at times. But it was pretty clear at times when this team was looking for answers, they were kind of looking at Tyler like, can you just bail us out this one time? And it wasn't really it's not what they've asked him to do this entire year, except for the last 2 minutes of games, really.
Yeah.
This time it was the first 5 minutes of the game. It was the first 10 minutes of the game. And then he did hit that 3 late in the first half. We're like, okay, maybe they figured it out, but I think it was
it gassed him with them having to rely on him like that. I mean, he was so tired. Gassed at the end of the game.
So tired. But yeah, I mean, nothing surprised me about this loss. Like, if you told me Jordan Walker was going to have 32 points, that's the reason you picked him.
That's the reason I picked him.
On the podcast, you said UAB is going to win this game if Jordan Walker has, what do we say, more than 20 points, I think it was. Yeah. He had 32, and he controlled the game. And it's just like, you're not holding this UAB team down to 50 points, to 55 points.
Not at all.
Like, it's not realistic. If you did that, then UAB had its worst game of the season. But, UAB scoring 70 points doesn't surprise me. North Texas not being able to match them doesn't surprise me. So you were right. Jordan Walker set the tone. It's a really good UAB team. It's a real physical team. It's a big team. Jordan Walker.
Yeah, you brought that up too. They're just very big and long.
They were able to get in the paint way too often. Yeah. Like, Jordan Walker kind of set the tone, and then North Texas was having to double off of it, bring 2, and then they were penetrating, kicking, and it was just too easy at that point. And I felt like, just as far as the flow of the game goes, obviously when North Texas was down, I was like, they're going to get blown out. Like, the game's over. Like, it's over. They come back. We're getting hyped. We're like, all right. They cut it to like 5 at one point. We're like, they're doing it. They end up going in down 7. And I tell you, I'm like, it feels like they figured out how to slow down Walker, and Walker is the head of the snake. If you can do that, you have a chance. Second half starts, and they just start battering them at the rim, getting to the free throw line. Walker hits some more shots, and you're just like, they didn't figure it out.
Not only that, he's passing, just hit a different level in that second half.
He's a great passer.
Yeah,
great passer. So yeah, it's it was tough to keep pace. I thought early in the second half when they pushed it back to 14, I thought that was game pretty much. You couldn't ask them to keep coming back, even though they did. They had a little shot at the end.
That was like, we were in the car.
We're on the way to the wedding.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
I was like, what's happening? He's yelling, just screaming out here. So, like I said, we'll have full, postseason or thoughts and all that stuff, reaction and everything. A lot of off-season stuff. I don't remember who the seniors are exactly from this team, but obviously I think Kai's gone.
I think so, yeah.
But if you have potentially Aaron Scott, Abu back, Tyree Edey, I believe, is gone as well. You have Ruben back. I think Tyler has a decision to make, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he's out of eligibility. And then you have Sissoko, Stone, so on and so forth. So potential returners there, but we'll get into all that another time. Anything else on this game? You got UAB or FAU today? I don't think I can bring myself to watch the game.
I can't watch it.
I just will feel too much pain. But you said UAB?
Yeah, I think UAB. Jordan Walker has something to prove.
Oh, he does. And FAU should have lost last night yesterday to Middle. Man, I said it before. I thought North Texas could have beaten FAU. I definitely think UAB can beat FAU.
Yeah.
Like, UAB at playing at their best. FAU is so reliant on that, like, 3-point shot, and I think UAB gets it done.
If UAB wins, too, it might be a 2-big conference.
It will. I think it will. FAU will make the tournament at this point. FAU's in. So, yeah, we get 2-big Conference USA, which we always talked about. We just hoped it would be North Texas and another team. But UAB, FAU, I mean, it would be pretty cool to get 2 bids out of Conference USA in this last year.
Is this not the scenario that Bleacher Report said would happen for North Texas to get into?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you look at the analytics, right? I don't know where they dropped in Ken Palmer, the net and stuff,
Yeah.
but like they shot up after that La Tech game.
Yeah,
North Texas
a lot.
did. North Texas went up like 10 spots in Ken Palm, and I didn't check the net, but I think it was 6 spots in the net. So they're top like 50 in both, which is not going to get them into the tournament. They're not making the tournament. But the NIT I still think is very. If UAB and FAU both make the tournament, North Texas will go to the NIT.
Yeah,
100%. It's complicated if UAB doesn't make it, because then I think that NIT would take UAB. If that makes sense. They might take both. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if they both make it, North Texas will go to the NIT.
Yeah.
So, still a lot to play for there. I think that would be awesome, because they would be a high seed in the NIT. So, you're hosting games against, like, Virginia last year and so on and so forth. So, we'll see how that goes. If they do make the NIT, that would be, that's still a lot to play for there. Like, that is nothing to snuff at. If they can make a run in that would be fun. All right, that's all we have, I believe. We'll be back to do, postseason recap, maybe start looking at some football stuff, definitely some spring football stuff whenever that starts up. We'll work on getting some coaches over here, some players. The offseason is going to have a lot more guests this year than last year, because now we're with Dave Campbell's, and it's our job now.
It is our job.
I've always been a part of Dave Campbell's, but you're joining the family. So you got to actually step it up a little bit.
No more weddings.
No more weddings. No more weddings. No more weddings. We are done dancing for a bit. So, we thank y'all for joining us. Hope y'all enjoyed this quick podcast, this quick episode. Leave us a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will talk to y'all later.